Without
those are the
affecting
homes on 173rd, right?
2 homes on 173rd, just east of Paris Barbershop.
Gotcha.
We're taking 2 houses. But any other project that we would have selected on 173rd or Grand or Parish, whether it be an overpass or a tunnel, would have affected easily 50 homes, whatever project we chose, and we would have taken 50 homes.
And then in the southeast portion of our study area, a railroad overpass could be built at either 173rd Street or Grand Avenue. These are a little on the lower side in terms of traffic volumes, but they are also on the lower side in terms of construction cost estimates. When it pertains to residential relocations, they're also a little on the low side as well.
Why is a bridge better than an overpass?
Why is it that a tunnel?
Yes, underpass, sorry.
Cost. Absolutely, cost.
Albeit that's a 4-lane, we're looking at a 2-lane. Easily a tunnel would be 2 times the cost of our bridge project.
And then I would also like to say, you said it would be approximately twice the amount for a tunnel, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Easily.
Railroad overpass could be built at either 173rd Street or Grand Avenue. These are a little on the lower side in terms of traffic volumes, but they are also on the lower side in terms of construction cost estimates. And then the last option would be a new terrain option through the wooded area between 173rd and 169th Street. And at least in 2019, at that time, the cost estimate was about $11 million.
Back then it was kind of funny. I never did it, by the way. I want to make that clear. I never had the courage to do it. But now, you know, when you get perspective, when you work with the city, and people are calling the mayor's office, and they're saying, hey, there's kids climbing over these stop trains, and it is very dangerous. And we as adults have a much better understanding of that than kids do, because all they're thinking about, hey, this will be fun. We got stop trains here. We can climb over. Watch me do this. But we all know how dangerous that is. So, yeah, for somebody who's grew up in Hessville that has that type of perspective, this is a very important project to stop safety issues like this from occurring.
And it's not just waiting for trains going, it's stop trains, you know, sometimes days on end. It's pedestrians and walkers going across stop trains and that dangerous activity. The first project need is the exposure that people experience, both vehicular and pedestrians, with all of the at-grade railroad crossings of surface streets in this area. So the purpose of this project is then to address those needs. So to improve the accessibility across the Norfolk Southern Railroad in this part of the city, and to make the at-grade railroad crossings safer.
The purpose of the bridge for me is a few, all right? Obviously, kids going over stop trains is unacceptable. We all know that, and it's happening, and it's unacceptable. And I figured out a plan that's gonna solve these problems. I appreciate the state and NDOT for putting the money up to help solve a problem in the city of Hammond, and it will solve it. Now, granted, I've heard the criticism. The kids that walk there, they're still going to have to walk. They're still going to have to go through the train unless they walk the long way, and I realize that's probably not going to happen with kids. I agree. That's the weakness. That kids that walk are still going to have that temptation to go through the trains. We got a picture right over here.
I thought it was a town hall type situation where everybody.
This isn't the only issue going on in the city of Hammond, Ken.
Yes, I understand that, Mayor, but this is the issue
All
that's
right, you
going
better
on
get
in
going on
Hessville, sir,
questions,
and
or
this
else
is
we're
what
gonna
we're talking about. Why can't I speak?
What's your question?
Why can't I speak?
You better speak quick or we're going to pull the microphone from you.
The trains are a problem. Let's find a solution.
Not a piecemeal plan. We need a plan that's going to work.
The kids are still going to hop the trains if they have to walk an extra 2 miles to get to school.
It's the kids that walk, that climb over the train, climb under the train, and are impacted.
And the current bridge plan will reroute them in the opposite direction of the schools, taking them up to 2 miles out of their way to get to the other side of the tracks. And I personally wouldn't want to walk those 2 miles. I would be tempted to cross the train as well.
We crossed them tracks all the time. We hopped over the trains all the time. And it's not going to change because you put a bridge 2 miles down. It's not going to change.
That route will not help anybody.
You know, it's not going to solve the problem that you
I would like to have seen more regard to our children, because that's who it impacts the most. The death of a child, the loss of limb of a child.
And you know what? If the only way we could keep kids safe was to cut down all the trees, that would be okay. But there's a better way to do it. An underpass will solve the problem.
I don't think that an underpass has ever been seriously considered. And I am sick and tired of members of this city council, not all of them, and this mayor being so arrogant and yelling at us and putting us down and saying you have no voice, there is no second chance, there is no alternative. Smiling. So arrogant.
There's no community involvement in this. If there's no community involvement in this, we have to vote this down.
And I have over 500 signatures that we have collected from residents who oppose this project.
Maybe there are a couple more options we can have. Let's look into them a little bit better. Maybe the contractors they have in mind, I don't know.
The wrong ones.
It's all about money.
There's nothing we can do besides fight the development for these natural spaces, or they're going to be gone forever.
We're talking about kids having to hop trains, or the accident that they reported to the Indiana Department of Transportation as a reason why for this bridge. And this project does not solve that problem. An underpass solves this problem.
I acknowledge that kids that walk still have that temptation. Okay, next.
And then I would also like to say, you said it would be approximately twice the amount for a tunnel, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Easily.
What is the price on a child's life going over the tracks? You cannot put a price on a child's life. And
Right.
the first time that happens, whether you are still alive or you're still mayor, that is going to fall on your heart and on your head, or at least I hope so.
What are you talking about?
What am I talking about? If a child goes, pardon.
All right.
If a child goes over the tracks
Yeah,
and they get run over or die,
that's horrible. It happens
yeah,
too often.
and that would fall on your heart if you choose to go with a bridge over a tunnel, whether you're mayor still or not.
That could be the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
That's fair.
Yeah, all right.
That's fair. You can say that. As
I'd
an
say
elected
that.
official,
All right.
I would say that it's
All
unprofessional.
right, you've had your
but
chance. Good job, bud. All right, thank you.
Excuse me,
Let's move
Mayor.
on.
Mayor?
No, let go. Yeah, take it easy. Yeah, take it easy, bud.
Mayor.
Yes.
Mayor McDermott.